So we've come full circle. Fat Willie's Diner is now no longer in operation. The car is still in operation, and that's the wonderful facility where I got to use the cherry picker and miscellaneous tools for the engine swap right here. Our shade tree right off of Highway 50 in Fowler. All right, back to the road. Okay, so let's talk about day one. Day one was pretty interesting for several reasons. The first reason, we couldn't even leave town without having a hiccup. So I had picked up a used 2015 Ram truck, 2500 with a Cummins, and I had a check engine light on. I was like, no big deal. I had a light on and it went away a couple weeks leading up to it. But this time it came on, the DEF system's like, oh, we're going to go into limp mode, and you've got 150 miles to do something about it. And this is 5 minutes after I leave the house, fully loaded and ready to go. So we turn around and unload the car. And we're like, okay, either we're driving the car the extra 460 miles there and back, plus the 12 or 1300 during the event, or we're going to get some truck from a friend or something and at least give ourselves air-conditioned comfort for the first 7+ hours to get there to Great Bend from my house. So we scored a truck from my good buddy Bob. Shout out to Matt Spanier Designs. Wonderful people to work with. So we got on the road and we get to the track. We unload. It's kind of late evening, early evening. Not too bad weather. Track, they've barely run most of the class cars. They had a lot of problems with people braking and things like that. New track. They just poured a new surface and just laid down some glue in that. And no cars had been down it. We were the first cars to really go down it. I don't even think they had a test and tune before we got there. So tricky surface for most people. We kind of felt we were going to go out. We had two options for classes. We're either going to go 10-0 using nitrous, or we're going to go big block NA like we did last year. We settled on a class later, but I'll get to that. So first pass, we know we're going to do NA. All I have to do for that, take a little pressure out of the tires and pull the mufflers off for a little bit of weight, a couple horsepower. Nothing too crazy, but you want to maximize what you can do NA, and that's what we're going to do. So make a decent run, but the run was kind of goofy because I light the bulbs and the starter runs up and says, no, 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 as you see in the video, hopefully. Don't take off. There's something on the track, something. Wait. Okay, all clear. And when I'm thinking he's all clear, I'm like, okay, we're going to back up. We're going to reset the bulbs. But no, he leaves us there. So I kind of try to get my car back in the mode of being on the converter, because I was already on the converter when he waved me off. I'm like, damn. So now I probably loaded up the car or something, you know. I didn't even clean it out, I don't think. So I go ahead and take off, because when the light turns, I don't sit there and jerk around. I get after it. And it runs 1063, nothing to be ashamed of, right off the trailer and with the botch start situation. So we're like, we know we have limited runs. The next one's going to be on the bottle, and we'll just have to figure out kind of where we stack up. We found out later that the NA pass would have been good for second place for the day. And really, if we'd made a second pass, who knows, we could have put some pressure on number one. Usually the EFI figures out the tune a little bit, and we go just a little bit faster, usually about a tenth between the first and second passes. So get the bottle in, we're running 150 jets, and got the pressure where we need it. Go make a decent run, runs 1013. I tried to let out just a little bit early because I could kind of tell by the RPM that I was right on the cusp of a low 10. And as you see in the video, my picture of my CDI box, I found out the next day, or the next track, that I still had the ignition pulling 8 degrees for the 200 shot I did for my NHRA license pass. So what would that 2 degrees have done? That would have been an O for sure, or I either would have broke out. It would have been one or the other, and that could have forced our hand in terms of what class we're going to do. So Kyle Loftus was in the 10-0. He was barely ahead of me at the time. And I said, what the hell? Let's go 10-0. Maybe we can push him out of the rankings, or, you know, make sure he does not top 3, and really put some pressure on some people, because with the amount of nitrous this car has, we easily could have been 10-0 all week if we were just on point a little better. And so I decided we'd go 10-0. Thinking we might get some followers. I haven't had one new subscriber since then, unfortunately, but that's all right. Maybe after this video. Anyway, so in 10-0 class, got some room for improvement. Plenty of meat on the bone. This car, very capable of 10-0 at every track on Rocky Mountain Race Week. I'll have a video for each track. Thanks for watching.